Slow down. Everyone always thinks that we have to hurry and rush with setting goals and stepping into the new year. But what if I told you that you don't have to? This episode is here to teach you how to press the reset button and help you know the value of preparation and the difference between burnout and breakthrough. So let's dive in. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a battle scene in a movie or read about it in history books when two armies meet on the battlefield? Do they immediately throw everyone into the fight? No, there's a strategy. Sometimes they send out scouts first to gather information, and other times they send a champion from each side to fight to gauge the opponent's strength. For example, the story of David and Goliath. Before the armies clashed, two of their best and highly trained champions stepped forward and fought. And whoever won essentially decided the fate of the battle. Now let's bring it to your life or business. January is the scouting period. It's not the time to charge in and burn out before the real fight. Or in this case, the real work of the year. Use January to reflect on what worked last year. Set your strategies and make adjustments. Be like David, who prepared and took Goliath down with precision and focus. Why start running before you even know the direction to go? I want to share with you guys two good strategies that you can use to make 2025 better. Strategy number one is the marathon strategy. If you've ever run a marathon or watched one, you know nobody starts by sprinting the first mile. You begin with a steady pace that you can sustain for the long haul. Those who sprint, they burn out by mile 5 at most. But the seasoned runners, they know it's all about endurance and timing. The goal for them is to run the second half of the race faster than they run the first half. Quick story. I ran a marathon once in my life. So I trained for it, planned for it. And the day came and I was on the track, but with the wrong crowd. And in the crowd, I heard someone say, I'm going to start up running fast so I can finish first. And I had my own plan. But I was like, maybe this guy's plan is right, because there were a lot of them with the same plan. So where am I? I'm an amateur. So I was like, okay, let me try that plan. You get right? So when the whistle blew, I just, boom, start the marathon sprinting. My family was like, lucky. That was they saw me, they were like, oh, he messed it up. Literally, I could, but I didn't care. I just, whoa. And a mile in, your boy was tired. I didn't finish the marathon because I was too tired. But if I had stuck with the plan, the original plan I had was I would just start slow, jog, and then slowly pass 1, pass 2, pass 3, not running like I was just sprinting the whole thing. If I had done that, I wouldn't have taken first, but I would have finished. And sometimes the goal is not to finish first, just finish. You get it, right? So January and February are like those first few miles of the marathon. This month's are just about setting the rhythm and finding your pace. If you sprint too early like me on every goal, like you taking every goal, launching every project, you hitting the gym 7 days a week, you crash even before January is over. But if you ease in, get your systems in place and build momentum from that, you have the stamina to crush it for the remaining 9 months. Strategy number 2. It's called the chess strategy. Let's talk about chess, the game of kings. When you play chess, do you send your queen out to attack right away? Of course not. Or else you lose your strongest piece. Instead, you use your pawns wisely. The opening moves in chess is all about positioning and protecting the important pieces and setting up a strong mid-game. January is your opening move. It's the time to position yourself for success. Maybe that means as a business owner, taking stock of your finances, organizing your workspace, or building a new morning routine. Think of it like chess. Your big wins don't happen in the opening moves. But without a strong opening move, you struggle in the months ahead. But I don't want that for you. The kind of struggle I want you to do is mental struggle. If you struggle mentally at the beginning, at the end, you won't have to struggle. So sit, plan, and then work smarter the rest of the year. Don't forget, whoever fails to plan is planning to fail automatically. So I hope I've changed your perspective on how you see the first few months of the year. You don't have to start the year in January, especially when you're not ready. The year starts when you are ready. So how do we get ready? January should be a scouting phase for you. Spend the month evaluating, looking back at last year's wins and losses. What did you learn? What needs to change? And then use the time to set realistic goals for yourself, not just resolutions. February could be your planning phase. Now you've gathered information from the previous month. Build your roadmap. Create actionable steps for the year. Personally, for me, an actionable step is, instead of saying what things I want to do to achieve my goal, I said, what would I do every day? Because the goal is not the key. It's the kind of person that I want to become that matters. And what will I do every day to become that person? An example is, I will train every day. I will eat healthy every day to become a healthy person when I'm older. Get right? So that's how you set the action. Don't just say, oh, I want to do. No, set daily actions. I will read a page every day. I will journal every night. Habits. Then March could be your execution phase. Now that you have your foundation set in place, you're ready to go. But the funny thing is, that's where most people are losing steam on their resolutions. But you're just coming out of your house to get started. And when you start like this, because you know what's backing you, you know the things you've done in the dark, like you know the preparations you've made, the deep work that, some people call it monk mode, where you disappear and, get ready. But once you come out, you're a brand new person. People would even recognize you. People would not even know this new person that you are. That is how I want you to start the new year. Let me share a quick story. A friend of mine started a fitness journey. Like most people, she hit the gym from January 1st. She was there 5 days a week. She was cutting calories like crazy. And by the third week of January, I reached out to her and I discovered that she was losing steam. And I know February she would not be consistent anymore. Then I have another friend that before she got started, she reached out to me and she asked me, Lucky, what's the reasonable amount of work I can do? What's the reasonable amount of calories I can cut? What's a good program I can follow? And I created a plan for her where instead of me having a workout 5 days a week, I said, okay, just start with 2 days a week. You get it, right? Just, take away this from your diet. Something easy for her to do. And then she did that from January till now. Now she's asking for more. And guess what? The other things that she's been doing they've very automatically become an habit. So I know for sure by the end of the year, she would be a brand new person. And that's the difference. Preparation is the difference between burnout and breakthrough. Here's my challenge for you this week. Stop feeling behind just because you didn't start strong in January. Instead, use the first 3 months to prepare for the next 9 months. Like we talked about, treat January as your scouting phase, February as your planning phase, and March is when you truly start your business. whatever it is those personal goals are. Remember, it's not how you start. It's all about how you finish. Thank you guys for listening to today's episode. And if this episode resonates with you, I'd like for you to share it with a friend and leave a comment, subscribe, and don't forget, you're not lucky, you're blessed. Peace.